Why so many times in our life we feel that we are not enough, not good enough, and then it's so hard to love ourselves that way. I am Shirayam, and today we're going to speak about why we don't love ourselves. Welcome everybody to this space of consciousness, of searching more and more the truth about yourself, your own answers for different questions. Today we're going to talk about why we walk through life with so many moments that we don't feel that we can love ourselves authentically, really embrace who we are. We don't even know what that is. And why we have such a busy agendas in our daily lives, and none of this agenda is dedicated to understand, to feel more who we are and why we behave a certain way. So today we're gonna touch those questions a little bit. Welcome everybody that is walking in here to this beautiful space in Ser Casa Sandra, where we are dedicated to promote to you to open spaces for beauty, for nature, for relaxation, for introspection, for self-awareness, and for beautiful retreats where you can get in touch with yourself deeper and deeper. So why we don't love ourselves? What happened to us? So I want to bring ourselves back into the time that we were born. Maybe, if you can visualize that with me right now, and remember that when we were born, we were inside our mom's belly, most of us, and then we are floating in this water, this sensation of being floating in the water, and we are listening. We could hear our mom's heartbeat and her voice. We were being fed, constantly being fed. There was no lack of anything. And it was dark, so there was not bright light on our eyes. There was nobody touching me harshly, and I felt 100% loved, 100% accepted, nourished. And then we're born. We're born in all different ways. Each one of us has a different story. And then we were born, and there is a change of temperature. There is an absence of our mother. There is maybe a couple snaps. There is maybe a check to see there's anything in your throat. There is maybe a cut on the umbilical cord before you start breathing. So many things that could happen with the best of intentions to bring you into this world. But then now we know that we are making decisions at that moment of this disconnection, of this feeling unsafe, of this feeling not worth it. And then we start to grow and we become children. And then we start to learn what is the different tricks we can do to feel loved. What kind of tricks I have to do to receive attention, to receive love, to be perceived, to be acknowledged, to be understood, to be appreciated. What kind of tricks will I do? And we start very little learning how to jump really cute, how to do cute faces, how to say cute things and wear cute stuff. And we like the response we have for other people. We like the love, we like the laugh, we like the hugging, we like the compliments, we like the sensation of being seen, appreciated, loved. So we have this, it's so good, we feel so good. And then in our subconscious, we think, what can I do to receive more of that, to receive more love, to receive more appreciation, to receive more attention? And we start becoming professionals of love-seeking, professionals of love-seeking. And if you are a professional of love-seeking like I am, like we all are at some point in our lives, you will know that the rule number one for you to be loved is to be perfect. If you are perfect, it's for sure you'll be loved, because this is what we learned while we were growing up. Oh, congratulations, you ate everything. Congratulations, you went to bed early. Congratulations, you did these amazing grades in your school. Very good. Oh, you didn't eat everything. Oh, too bad. Oh, I don't love you like that. The mommy doesn't love you. So all these things that we grew up with. And then we came with this idea, if I am perfect, I will be loved. And that's the main reason, I think, where we start to not love ourselves to begin with. Because who's gonna love me if I'm not perfect? I have all these failures. And then we start to put a list describing what is being perfect to you. Because being perfect to you is different of what is being perfect to me. So maybe in your list is going to be being perfect to me. It's always being on time. It's being tall and skinny and blonde and blue eyes and big boobs. I don't know, what is your list? Being perfect to me is to not have any doubts, not have any debts, to wake up early, to exercise every day, to eat correctly, to have an amazing career, and there's nothing wrong with those things. Those are a lot of them are very healthy goals for you to pursue, but they don't define your worth. They don't define who you are. And sometimes we grab so strongly into achieving those things, into achieving the perfection of the body, the perfection of profession, the financial perfection, the perfection of aesthetics, the perfection of one more certificate, one more graduation, one more workshop, one more. And deep inside, we are so hungry, so starving for loving ourselves. And we are doing all these lists of how can I be such a perfect person so other people can love me. Sometimes we're not even worried if we are loving ourselves. If other people love me is enough. Have you felt that? Like, if other people love me is enough. If I'm being appreciated by other people is enough. I don't even need to love myself. I don't even have to appreciate myself. If I'm having all this acknowledgement from outside, we're good for today. So the proposal here, what we are bringing to you is this reflection, is this to sit and feel like, how do I feed that in my daily life? How do I feed to be disconnected from loving myself and losing the energy and the power to just focus in getting to know who I really am and seeing my shadows and in my light in the same table and acknowledging all that makes me who I am. Sometimes we don't have the energy or the courage to do that, to see that, because we are so busy pleasing other people. Because pleasing other people brings us a lot of love, a lot of recognition. But pleasing other people also makes me waste my energy, makes me bend where I don't want to bend, makes me say yes when in reality I want to say no, makes me go to places where I don't want to go. And I start to get used to say no to myself to be able to say yes to other people, so I'll feel belonged, loved, acknowledged, accepted. And this becomes a habit, and with time and with the years, we don't even notice that we are saying no to ourselves. We don't see that. We just be a constant yes for everybody else and a constant no to yourself. We don't notice. When we get into therapy and we see that we are anxious and frustrated, maybe depressed, maybe so lost, feeling so lost about life, and we start working through how we react to things and how we behave, then we feel, wow, for many, many years, I don't even know what are my personal needs. Deep inside, what do I really want? Besides what my parents wanted for me, besides what society wants for me, what do I really want for myself as a human being, as a soul that wants to express its truth in this planet while we are still here? So we need that kind of stillness to go inside and ask those questions. But it's tricky when we are doing that and at the same time we're trying to please the world so we can feel loved and accepted. So today we want to take a look in this place of being so comfortable to who we are that I don't deny parts of myself anymore. A lot of us, we deny parts of myself that we were taught that they are not beautiful, they are not accepted, they are not, so we hide. Some people hide their financial situation because they're ashamed of it. Some people hide their anger behind a smile, and you know how to be very professional, but then you get home and you scream at your kids, at your husband or at your wife. Some people hide their fears and pretend they're okay all the time and they don't have any fears, and then they do not have the courage to do a next step professionally, a next step into a relationship. So we start denying things. We deny, I don't like to wake up early. I deny that. No, It's okay. It's normal to watch TV every day till 3 a.m. and then wake up at noon and just work from 2 to 6. We deny things to ourselves. We deny that we are getting addicted to social media and we cannot spend one single day without touching our cell phone. We deny those things. We pretend it's not happening. So it's hard to love ourselves when we are denying things about ourselves, when we are blind to behaviors that it's happening to us and we pretend we don't see. And the other thing also that I think it helps a lot for us to not love ourselves is because into this denying, we don't know who we are. We don't know who we are. At this very moment of your life, if you do a list to describe who you are in all your totality, at some point I sit with clients in the consultation and we start to make a list to everybody, finds a way to define yourself, and then people get short. We get short. We say, oh, I'm this profession, I'm this, I was born here, I have this age, and none of those things define who we are. I am afraid of, who I am. I am afraid of expressing my feelings to the people I love. I am afraid to try a different job because I am in a comfortable zone. I am afraid to write a book because I think that I'm not worthy of being read. I am afraid to go on social media and talk about my truth of my job or things I want to offer because I think I'm inferior to other people. I am afraid of going to another country because I'm afraid to fly. So who am I? I am all these things. I am my lights and I am my shadow. And learning how to love that person, it's learning how to feel a deep compassion for the struggle that we have every day of trying to be the perfect person, of trying to be someone that we forgot how we were born. We forgot our natural way of being, of breathing, of looking around. We were talking about social media this week with a client, and my sister said, oh, something happened to me yesterday. It was amazing. I went to the rheumatologist to see something in my hands, and my sister is 41. And she said, when I got into the waiting room of the rheumatologist, everybody was much older than me. Everybody was on their 70s, 60s, 80s. And one thing that I observed on that waiting room is there was nobody on the phone. People are looking around, they are talking to each other. They were just being themselves. They were not distracted about a fantasy. So sometimes you go to have lunch on your own and maybe you want to hide behind the cell phone, and maybe you just want to look around and see, I feel belong here. Do I feel comfortable being around people? Do I feel comfortable being alone in this lunch? How do I feel with myself when it's just me and me? When I get home, if I live alone and I don't turn on the TV and I don't turn on the cell phone, how do I feel when I'm with myself? And those moments will give you a guidance to show you what is missing here. What are the parts of me that I don't feel proud, that I'm ashamed to show to other people? How can I take a look into that shadow and look with compassion to myself and see the struggle, what I have hiding from myself from so long, what I have denied, and now holding to the hand of a professional, of a therapist, of a psychologist, reading about it, reading about behavior, going to a retreat, experiencing other, shaking my body, meditating, doing yoga, experiencing different new things to see how they react in this environment, and to look at my shadow and to my light with the same compassion and the same love. Sometimes imagine if we were that honest, we would introduce ourselves to another person and we would say, hello, good morning, this is me. This is me. I am very trustworthy, I am loyal, I'm punctual, I'm honest, but I'm afraid of express what I feel. I am afraid to change my career. I am afraid of heights, and I am afraid of the judgment that you're doing about myself right now. I am very dependent of other people's opinion. If you can introduce yourself to yourself as an exercise, you wake up in the morning and introduce yourself to yourself in front of the mirror and see what will be this raw, honest, transparent introduction, and get to go to this encounter, to this romantic encounter, which is to get to know yourself. You're gonna see amazing things that you never noticed about you. Your ability to cope with pressure, all the obstacles that you faced in the past, all the times that you went down deep into sadness, anger, hate, and you were able to stand up again and walk and breathe and start over, and all this strength that you developed. And you're also gonna see a lot of parts of you that is gonna be painful. The times that you lied to yourself, the times that you lied to people that you love, the times that you're hiding your pain from others, the times that you're inflicting pain on other people, all this denied, hidden, ashamed, it's inside of us. And if we don't open ourselves to see it, it grows stronger and stronger. And when we are vulnerable, or when life hits us hard, this part that we have denied, it grows bigger and swallow us in. And we are overwhelmed with this hate, this sadness, this self-attack. So why don't we love ourselves? Because sometimes we are requiring ourselves to be perfect to be loved. And to be perfect is the biggest lie everyone told us. To be the perfect professional, the perfect human being, the perfect mom, the perfect dad is such a hard task to carry. To walk around with excellency, it's different of requiring you to be perfect. Excellency is something that we practice every day. Today, my goal is to be a little bit better than who I was yesterday. Better to whom? To everybody else? Also, but first to myself. Am I saying yes to myself? Am I saying yes to my dreams? Am I saying yes? Am I listening to my emotional pain? Am I talking to this pain and trying to understand where is it coming from? Am I going to a therapist and opening my heart and crying and sobbing and saying, I cannot handle this anymore, I need support? Am I just doing upgrades in my phone and putting different apps in my phone, but then walking through life without adding any new apps inside of myself, without doing any upgrade on myself, on my behavior, and then expecting to go through life with the same behavior of 20, 30 years without renewing, without recycling, without upgrading anything, and then expecting to have a healthy, balanced, and happy life? So these lies that we tell to ourselves and this ability that we have to open up, sit with ourselves, light and shadow, and with a lot of compassion, develop love for this human being, because you are trying the best you can with the consciousness you got. Maybe before this very moment, you haven't thought of some of the topics that I brought today. But maybe now you thought and something sparkled on you and you open up and you perceived, I have things to work on. And look at that with love. And I think inside of my heart, that's why we create retreats. I think retreats are moments that you disconnect yourself from our daily lives that we already have so programmed and so under control, or we have no control at all and we are just going nuts about it. And the retreat is a space created to support you, to nurture you, to listen to you, to offer you different answers, different questions for you to ask yourself, and to observe what kind of answer is going to come right now. How I'm going to face this life here, being nurtured, being trained, being open to experience different things. So I invite you to always check here in Ser Casa Sandra. We have so many retreats coming up. Generally, we look what you're searching for, what our heart longs more. And since we are all the same human being, this is what we search to bring to you. Retreats that will allow you to come, rest, nurture, question, open up, let go, surrender, renew, upgrade, and go back home feeling, wow, I need this new reboot, I need this restart, and I look at life in a different way. I look at inside and I feel that I can trust myself more. I look inside and I feel that I can count on me. That when I'm facing troubles and obstacles, there is something inside that can support me and sustain me. And I have this base covered up. And then on top of that, whatever else I need, I have the strength to go and search for help. I have the vulnerability and the honesty to call someone and say, I need more support on this, because that is also part of loving myself. So I leave you here with this invitation to feel that yourself as you are is so valuable. It's just, you know, we are this amazing unknown magic, this art, this miracle, walking around with this amazing potential locked up in our thinking, in our resentments, in our art, in our joy, in our glory. So I think sometimes it's so short the time we have in this planet. And why walk around shrinking? Why not walking around with an open chest and open wings and being able to show up as you are without hurting, without other people and yourself, but just show up with your vulnerability mapped, you know? I know where I'm vulnerable. I know what happens when people push my buttons. I know those buttons. I know what triggers me. And I am finding out every day a little more how to deal with this, with my shadow and with my light, with the same compassion. And to end today, I wanted to read you a poem of this amazing woman called Iyanla Vanzant. I bought this book from her 22 years ago in a conference that I went to see her in Miami. And this poem walked with me these last 22 years. And I'm going to read just a piece of it for you because I think has everything to do with what you can find out about yourself when you invest in yourself and finding out who you truly are. And it goes like this. One day my soul just opened up and things started happening. Things I can't quite explain. I mean, I cried and cried like never before. I cried tears of 10,000 mothers. I couldn't even feel anything because I cried till I was numb. One day my soul just opened up and I started laughing. And I laughed for what seemed like forever. Wasn't nothing particularly funny going on, but I laughed anyhow. I laughed the joy of 1,000,000 children playing in the mud. I laughed till my sides ached. Oh God, I felt so good. One day my soul just opened up and outpoured all the things I've been hiding and denying and living through. One day my soul just opened up and I decided I was good and ready. I was good and ready to surrender my life to God. So, with my soul wide open, I sat down, wrote myself a note, and told me so. Iyanla Vanzant. From the book, One Day My Soul Just Opened Up. 22 years ago, I got this book. So, closing up today, I hope you feel this invitation in your heart to be with us, opening up your heart and your soul into our Sky Mind retreat that is going to be happening now in December from 8th to 11th. But also we're going to have different events, so please follow us and always keep checking what we are preparing, because we are always connected to bring the best of the best for your mind, your heart, your body, and your spirit. Thank you so much for being here with us. I see you next time.